Every instrument tells a story. Some are silent heroes. Scalpels, clamps, retractors, all built for precision. But today we're talking about a new kind of hero. One that doesn't breathe but moves with absolute precision. The surgical robot. I'm Jade Davis, and this is Beyond a Repair, where we look behind the scenes of surgery and shine a light on people who makes it all possible. Sterile Processing Technicians. Today's episode is the true cost of robotics. The beauty and the bill. Robotic surgery changed everything. It's faster, cleaner, more precise, and for patients. You know what that means? Smaller scars and quicker recovery. Who wouldn't want that? But behind the beauty of technology lies a massive bill. A single robotic system can cost over $1 million. Each instrument attached to that robot, like a wrist, a grasper, or a camera, can cost thousands. And many are only approved for 10 uses before they're retired. Yes, only 10 uses. Like, that's not a lot at all. Like, 10 uses, not a lot. After that, they're discarded, no matter how perfect they look. So every time a technician in SPD handles one, it's like holding a paycheck in their hands. One slip, one missed hinge, one bad brush, and the hospital eats the cost. Question. So why do hospitals still invest in robotic systems if they're so expensive? Because the benefits, precision, smaller incision, faster patient recovery outweigh the cost. Robotic systems attract top surgeons and improve patient outcomes, but it's SPD that keeps them functioning and safe. Let's dive into the SPD world. In the sterile processing department, we don't just clean, we restore life to these instruments. Picture it. Trays filled with metal arms, fiber optic cords, and instruments that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Each part must be taken apart, cleaned with precision, and reassembled exactly as designed. It's a dance between technology and touch. When you inspect a robotic arm up under a bright light, you realize that these tools aren't just equipment, they're art. They're art. And that art depends on us. Technicians who never get to see surgery, never get to be a part of surgery, but make it possible every single day. I always say SPD is the heartbeat of the hospital. You want to know why? Because when we stop, the OR stops too. So, question. What kind of skills does it take to handle robotic instruments safely? Well, if you ask me, it takes patience, steady hands, and deep understanding of how hinge and cable works. You can't rush robotic processing. It's a balance between science and craftsmanship. I would also like to talk about the cost of these mistakes. A damaged robotic grasper, that's not just an inconvenience. It's a $3,000 problem. If the camera head isn't leak tested properly, the fluid could get inside and destroy it. If an arm isn't assembled correctly, it could fail mid-surgery. These mistakes don't just cost money, they risk trust. The surgeon trusts that everything works. The patient trusts that everything is fine. Let me ask this. What happens if a robotic instrument fails during a surgery? We all can guess that. It can cause dangerous delays, equipment recalls, and even patient injury. Nobody wants that. That's why our inspections must be consistent. No shortcuts, no assumptions, no easy way outs. One thing I like to talk about that's underrated, the education gap. Nobody ever talks about the education gap. Here's what surprises most people. Many SPD techs never receive formal robotic training before handling these tools. Think about it. You could be holding an instrument worth thousands of dollars with no hands-on instruction except for a laminated IFU sheet. That's why education is the key to progress. Certifications like CRCST, CIS, and CHL gives us more than titles. They give us confidence. Because when we understand why behind every instrument, we're not just cleaning. We're ensuring safety. Why do you think training and certification matter so much in SPD? This is a train of thought. Because our work directly affects patient outcomes. Training gives techs the confidence to catch problems early and handle complex instruments the right way the first time. Let's focus on the future. If you ask me, the future is here. Artificial intelligence, digital tracking, and smart washers already entering the SPD world. Imagine a system that knows exactly how many times an instrument's been used, or a robot that can pre-inspect for damage before you even touch it. That's not a dream, it's where we're headed. But even with all this technology, one thing stays the same no matter what, and that's the human skill. A robot can't feel resistance in a hinge. It can't sense when a clamp doesn't close quite right. Only a trained technician can. Question. What kind of skill does it take to handle robotic instruments safely? Or maybe I asked you that already. So, will SPD ever be replaced by robots? Never. Technology can help, but it can't replace human judgment, compassion, and intuition. SPD techs bring a level of care no machine, no replicate. That's when we sit back and ask, so what's the true cost of robotics? It's not just the price tag. It's the people behind machines. The technician who clean, inspect, test, and believe that what they do matters, because it does. Every safe surgery starts with us. Every patient healed depends on precision they'll never see. And that's what makes SPD one of the most powerful, invisible forces in healthcare. I'm Jade Davis, and this was Beyond the Repair, the true cost of robotics, Thank you for listening. Stay curious, stay confident, and keep the instruments shining. You matter.